Good morning, Obtv. I am Alan Luke.
And I am Nicole Carrasco, and welcome to this week's segment of Obtv.
The school year has been awesome thus far, and Obtv would like to thank all the teachers for taking the time to meet with our student reporters.
Yes, Alan, and we'll be continuing with those interviews today, where we meet a Spanish teacher who is a new addition to the Ob family. Here is Melanie interviewing Ms. Varillas.
Good morning, Ob. My name is Melanie Depina, and I'm here with the new Spanish teacher,
Ms. Varillas.
Ms. Barrios. How long have you been teaching?
I've been teaching for a couple of years and started teaching in 2012.
That's nice. And what inspired you to teach?
So I grew up in Boston. I actually went to the O'Brien, and to me it's very important to teach about my heritage and my culture to other people and hopefully inspire them to love it as well.
Oh, so you went to the O'Brien. What's so different about before and now?
From what I see, I think now you guys have a lot more options. I was a great school then, but I think now they've added more, so you guys can experience and try out new things.
Great, I would think so too. And what was your step after that?
After the O'Brien, I went to Boston College for my undergrad and also my master's.
And since you're a Spanish teacher, what do you do for Latino Heritage Month?
So I don't really concentrate on just 1 month, but I like to celebrate Latino Hispanic culture throughout the whole year. I think 1 month is really limited, so I like to teach Hispanic culture every month of the year.
What's an odd or unusual thing about yourself?
Something that I guess could be kind of odd or unusual is that I'm really into like Harry Potter, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and that kind of thing, and comic books, which might not be expected of me.
Great, nice to meet you, Ms. Barrios. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you for that interview, Ms. Barillas, and on the inside of who you are. And as always, Ob, please give her a warm welcome when you see her in the school's corridors.
Next up on Obtv is a segment we have on 8 to 6, more commonly known as the Writer's Room. This is a resource room for students who need assistance on any form of writing, whether it is a research paper, a resume, or just a second set of eyes to edit your project report.
Nicole, the Writers Room also offers more services than that, so we sent Rashid Acker for a one-on-one with the Writers Room corridor, Mr. Marshall.
Good morning, Obtv. I'm Rashid Acker, and I'm here with...
I'm Will Marshall. I'm the Writers Room coordinator.
I've got some questions to ask you about the Writers Room. First of all, what was the motivation of starting a Writers Room at the O'Brien?
Well, we knew that the O'Brien was a really strong school with academics, but you guys have a focus on technology, engineering, math, and science, and we wanted to make sure that there was a hub for writing and creativity in the school.
Now, talking about the Writers Room, what is the overarching goal of the Writers Room?
Well, the overarching goal of the Writers Room is to provide writing support, both for teachers and for students. So we like to help teachers with their writing curriculum so they can bring their students over to the Writers Room during the day. And we also are here for any students who are interested in exploring creative writing after school. So we have clubs like journalism and slam poetry. So really our overarching mission is to encourage writing and creative writing here at the O'Brien.
Now, finally, my last question. For all of our seniors going into college, what pieces of advice would you give them?
I would say ask for help. Like when you feel like you're in over your head or you have an assignment that you're unsure about, there's tons of different resources available at colleges like the Writers Room. So I would encourage you to ask for help from writing support centers and from your professors and learn as much as you can.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
And now back to you.
Well done, Rashid. Speaking of writing, Alan, did you know a week ago OB had the honor of hosting the acclaimed author Miss Evie Zavoy here in our own school library?
Yes, I was fortunate enough to be there. Ms. Zavoy was invited by 8 to 6 to focus on her new novel, American Street, and to demystify and promote writing. Without further ado, here is Obtv reporter Owen Locke with highlights from the presentation.
I was born in Haiti. I immigrated to the United States at 4 years old. And I was always a storyteller because I was always kind of like telling fibs or tall tales and exaggerating, embellishing stories. And eventually I started writing those stories down on paper. And they became long, they became short stories, and eventually they became novels. This is my debut which means this is my first novel. But I've written articles for newspapers, I've written short stories, I've been published in a number of places. So I'm really proud of American Street.
Thank you for that interview, Owen. On another note, Alan, have you seen what's been happening in the NFL?
Yes, it's been really interesting and controversial at the same time.
Well, Owen Locke decided to tackle this subject in this week's OB360. Here he is with this week's 360.
Sunday is a day where many people come together to watch football with friends and family. In fact, the Super Bowl is one of the most watched television programs of all time, bringing a whopping 111 million viewers each and every year. As such, it is little wonder why former Super Bowl participant and quarterback Colin Kaepernick decided to use his well-watched sporting show as an avenue for vocal protest. On August 26, 2016, he decided to kneel during the national anthem as a form of silent protest to show support for the people of color who are being oppressed in the United States and to take a stand against police brutality. For the first couple of weeks, no one paid much attention to this protest. But during the third week of preseason, Mr. Kaepernick started his silent protest and started gaining publicity. The situation became even more pronounced when other members of the 49ers and players on other teams began to show their support for Kaepernick and his protests. The situation was exacerbated a couple weeks ago when President Trump excoriated the players who decided to join in this peaceful protest. So I decided to take the issue to the students and ask them what they think about using the football field as a stage for silent protests. And I'm here with Jardel Fernandez. Jardel, what do you think about the current protests that are going on in the NFL today?
I agree with it. I think they're standing up for what they believe in, which is right.
Do you think that these protests are effective in which they're doing it?
I think so, because they're getting attention towards their cause and people turning heads.
And if you were in the NFL, would you kneel?
Yeah, I agree with it.
Okay, thank you, Jardel. Good morning, O'Brien. I'm Owen Locke here with Claire Farmer. Claire, what do you think about the current protests that are going on in the NFL today?
I believe what they're doing is right. They're kneeling for something they believe in.
Do you think that these protests are effective in what they're doing?
Yes, because after the comments Trump made, over 250 NFL players started to kneel.
And if you were in the NFL, would you kneel?
Yes, I would.
Good morning, O'Brien. I'm Owen Locke here with Amarj Alexander, captain of the football team. Amarj, what is your current opinion on the protests happening in the NFL today?
I believe that it's a good example to show how we can come together as a community and show that we're strong together and that we're not going to just let things slide.
Okay. Do you think that the protest is effective on conveying its message to the people?
Yeah, I really do, because a lot of people didn't really notice it, or they'll just be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But now that a lot of people are like starting to notice it, and you see a lot of things that are going wrong in our society here today.
Mm-hmm. And if you were in the NFL, would you kneel?
I would definitely kneel.
Okay. Thank you, Amarj. Pleasure having you on the show. Back to you guys. As you heard from my fellow students, protesting has been an active form of dissident in this country for ages. This right to peacefully assemble is what led to women's suffrage, the civil rights movement, the Vietnam anti-war protest, and the current gay rights movement. So it does not matter whether one agrees or disagrees with Colin or the President Trump. The fact remains that peaceful protests are allowed and should be protected in this country.
Thank you, Owen, for that informative piece. Some of the information that we may not be aware of is that October is considered Hispanic Heritage Month. I am also Hispanic, and my family gathers together and throws a party.
Hispanic is a word that encompasses a large variety of Latino culture, and each group has a different celebration that highlights their culture's identity. Let's go to some students about how they celebrate their Hispanic Heritage Month.
My name is Mildred Cancinos, and I'm from Guatemala. For Hispanic Heritage Month, my family and I eat a lot of our typical foods from Guatemala, which are tamales, chuchitos, and pernil, as well as different like soups and things like that. And we also listen to our traditional music, which is marimba.
Hi, my name is Nan Rodriguez, and I'm from El Salvador. And during the Hispanic Heritage Month, me and my family, we go and celebrate in the Salvadorian Festival.
Hi, my name is Sarah Valencia and I'm from Colombia, and every year during the Hispanic Heritage Month, my parents prepare a big feast full of Colombian traditional meals, and we like to celebrate by eating those.
My name is Odalis Diaz. I'm from the Dominican Republic, and for the Hispanic Heritage Month, my family gathers around and makes sancocho.
My name is Douglas Alvarado, and for Hispanic Heritage Month, my family cooks a lot of pupusas.
My name is Alfredo de los Santos. I'm from the Dominican Republic, and for Hispanic Heritage Month, we eat a lot of mango con salami.
My name is Athena Garcia. I'm from Puerto Rico, and for Hispanic Heritage Month, my family makes mofongo and flan.
Hi, my name is Miriam Ramirez. I'm Mexican, and for Hispanic Heritage Month, we eat enchiladas, tacos, rice, beans, all types of things.
Hi, my name is Christopher Iturralde. I'm Mexican, and for Hispanic Heritage Month, me and my family, we have a big party. We gather around, we invite mariachi, and we just like to have fun.
Well, that's our show for this week. I'm Nicole Carrasco.
And I'm Alan Liu. We are the best. We are O'Brien. See you next week.